Hey, what's up ladies and gents? Welcome to another player pack review. This time it's the Real Madrid player pack for eFootball 2023. We're going to kick things off with Karim Benzema. He's got 18 levels of training. He's a deep line centre forward, so maybe offers something you don't really have in terms of most players have got goal poachers and probably foxes in the box, but goal poacher is probably the most common. So he does offer something slightly different in terms of linking the play. He is a pretty decent, nicely rounded player. He's not the quickest, so don't expect him to run in behind the defence. He's more of a hold-up player to try and bring other players into play with that tight possession, ball control, so he's going to be able to receive the ball and move with it nicely. And he's got fairly decent finishing, but his balance is a little bit low, as is his stamina, so he's got quite a lot of training to do to be able to get him to a position where he's going to be really functional. You know, he is 34 years old, but he can play centre forward and right wing forward, probably better through the middle in all honesty because of his pace isn't the fastest, but he's a pretty decent looking player. Vinicius Jr, probably the one person everyone wants, and rightly so. His acceleration, his speed's really good, dribbling, ball control, tight possession. He hasn't got much output though, has he? 74 finishing, his lofted pass is only 64, 69 for low pass, so you've got to try and mold him into the player that you want him to be. I would probably boost his finishing, forget the low passing and his lofted passing stats, make him a finisher, make him good with dribbling with the ball, make him fast, and basically cutting off that wing and make it very, very hard for people to stop you. And that's where I put most of my training points. He's got 25 levels of training. Let's just take a look at his player skills. Scissor feint, double touch, flip flap, sombrero. So loads of little tricks that you can use. Soul control as well for finesse dribbling, acrobatic finishing, so if he does get cutting off that wing, he can do that as well. Heel trick through passing is nice to have. Very, very nice to have off that left hand side. So he hasn't got one touch passing, which is a bit of an omission, but I think with the skills and the flair that he could probably bring to your side, he's definitely worth picking up, I think. I didn't look at the player skills for Benzema, so I'm just going to run through those right now actually. So obviously heading is nice to have, as is acrobatic finishing, first time shot, through passing. So like I said, he does lack the one touch pass, and that's probably why I would probably opt for Mertens over Benzema, but still a very, very nice rounded player for linking the play. Militao, most of his points are in aggression, unfortunately, so you have to boost his defensive engagement and his defensive awareness if you want to make use of him. In my opinion, he's got really good aerial support, he's got really good jumping there with 83, and pretty much a decent defender. He's got interception, blocker, aerial superiority, which I was gonna let slip a minute ago, sliding, tackle, and acrobatic clearance. So all the things you need there. The only thing he hasn't got man marking, so that's maybe something to take into consideration, but all the rest he's absolutely fine with. And in my opinion, he does make a better centre back than certainly a right back, because he hasn't got the lofted passing or pinpoint crossing. So as a centre back, pretty solid. Camavinga, so he's pretty good, pretty well-rounded player here, but he's got 28 levels of training, so you can design him and build him how you want, whether you want to be more defensive minded, whether you want to make him what I would do is keep him nice and balanced as he is. So boost his ball control, dribbling, tight possession, low passing up to mid 80s, along with his defensive qualities as well. And I think you'll have a pretty good player there. In terms of his speed and acceleration, you don't really need to boost that too much. So like I said, I'd focus on the defensive aspect and his sort of dribbling and passing stats as well. Forget boosting finishing, because you're just not going to get anywhere near where you want it to be. So just use him as a very combative midfielder, because if you look at the player skills, one touch passing, weighted passing, interception, slide tackling, so he's got, like I say, he's got a mix of good midfield qualities, but he's got also interception, which helps him defensively. Thibaut Courtois, so 79 for goalkeeping awareness, 80 for reflexes, 83 for reach, 82 for powering, and 77 for goalkeeper catching. He's got 14 levels of training and goalkeeper high punt and long throw. So a very, very solid goalkeeper if you haven't got a decent goalkeeper already. David Alaba, I've actually got a different version of David Alaba, but a very, very nicely rounded defender. He can play literally anywhere. Look at where he can play. He can pretty much do whatever you want him to do. So with 17 levels of training, again, it depends how you want him to play, where you see him best. I do like him as a centre back because he's got good defensive awareness, so you can just boost his defensive awareness, defensive engagement, and then just boost perhaps his passing or his speed if you want to make him a really quick centre back, especially if you're playing a possession based style, because obviously the defensive line is quite high generally. But yeah, very versatile, good solid defender. Not the best, not the strongest, but definitely one I could recommend. If we look at his player skills, pinpoint crossing, weighted passing, interception, captaincy, sliding tackle, one-touch passing. So yeah, he's a great ball-playing defender. The only downside to him, like I said, he's a little bit weak with 68 for physical contact. Tchouaméni, so a very, very solid midfielder again. 28 levels of development, and again, you can make him and design him how you want. He's again very similar to Camavinga in the way he's got good defensive qualities, but he's also got good passing and ball control as well. So let's take a look at his player skills. One touch passing, through passing, weighted passing are the key ones. Interception and aerial superiority, probably given the edge over Camavinga, that aerial superiority, because I think for me he is better than Camavinga in my opinion in this game right now. Just comparing these two players, good physical contact, good stamina. So like I said, he's going to be very competitive in that midfield. I would try and boost his acceleration to around 70 just to give him a bit more mobility. But yeah, very, very nice player. And like I said, I'll probably boost his sort of low passing and defensive qualities the same as I would Camavinga. And finally, Mendy, who is 83 for acceleration, 84 for speed, 78 for defensive engagement. So those are the key ones. I can't really recommend this player, even though he has got 30 levels to train. His lofted passing is pretty low. His curling is pretty low as well. If we look at his player stats, or his player skills, he's got pinpoint crossing, acrobatic clearance. Those are the two key ones for a fullback. He can play left-sided midfield, but I can't really see it there, to be honest. I can't really see him playing there. He is more of a left-sided back or defensive left back, but great if you want him to stay back and do defending. If you are going to use that, then I could probably recommend him, but just pile all your points into the defensive aspects and maybe set him on defensive instructions. So I'm going to actually roll for one of these players, or at least 3 of these players maybe, because I would really love either Tchouaméni or Vinicius Jr. Maybe Courtois, because I haven't really got a decent goalkeeper either. So one of those 3. Come on. 5 stars. I'm pretty much sure that all 5 stars. And it's Militiao. Oh no, it's Alaba. I've already got Alaba. Damn. That's not good. Oh well. I can offload him, I suppose. So there's Alaba. It's a killer when you get players you've already got. I've also got Benzema as well, so I don't want Benzema. It's always risky when you spend your coins. Got 3 chances to try and get Vinicius Jr. Camavinga. Player I haven't got. So, like I said, be interesting. Actually, I might show you the points that I would put into my Camavinga and show you how I'm going to train him. But pretty decent midfielder there. Like I said, he is a very nicely rounded player, and he's got the orchestrator role as well. I should have touched on that. So looking forward to seeing how I can develop him. And we get Tchouaméni alongside him. Or Vinicius Jr. One of those two would be ideal. If we get Vinicius Jr., I'm gonna have a heart attack. Vinicius Jr! Yes! Oh, thank you. Thank you. Oh, I honestly didn't know what number he was. I was thinking like maybe he's like 11 or something. But, thank goodness. We got him. We got him! Perfect. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to actually show you how to train these players. Or maybe you can copy, or maybe you can think of a better way to do it. But let's dive into my training. So this is how I've decided to level up Vinicius Jr. 6 points in shooting, 4 points in passing, 8 points in dribbling, 8 points in dexterity, and 8 points in lower body strength. The only thing I was toying up with was whether I put 8 points in shooting to knock that up to 82, but I think for the sacrificing 2 points to put 4 points in passing, I think kind of makes sense to just nicely round him off. The only other thing I was thinking about was sort of adjusting his dexterity and speed a little bit just to offset that, because I think, having more acceleration is better than having them to be equal. So I'd probably knock this down 2 points and increase his shooting by 2 points. So this is probably what I'm going to go for. Like I said, just to create that disparity between acceleration and speed, just because I just think that works better for me in all honesty. In fact, I've changed my mind. I've actually changed my mind. I think I'm going to go like this for Vinicius Jr. 94 speed, 94 acceleration, 90 speed, good balance. We've got some decent passing now up to 75, decent finishing. So that's probably how I would actually level him up. There we go, knocked him up to 96 overall. He's a roaming flank. So this is how I'd probably level up Camavinga. 8 points in passing, 4 in dribbling, 4 in dexterity, 4 in lower body strength, 8 in aerial strength, and 10 in defending. So boosting his sort of physical contact, his jumping ability, his speed, acceleration, and basically passing stats, but again boosting that defensive side of him as well, so making him a very nice combative midfielder, something a little bit different to what I've already got. There we go, that's it, pretty much it for me, ladies and gents. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye bye.